Welcome guys to part 2 our video, the All Kak TV. Guys, we were just discussing that will the united opposition decide in one voice to support Edwin Watenya Sifuna? And guys, my answer was yes and no. Yes, those who will be supporting Sifuna are those who are allied to the Kenyatas. The Rutos, the Odingas, and the Kenyatas, these are the bloodline families. They call themselves the Dynasties. The Dynasties want to create another All Kak. The Dynasties wants to create another All Kak. Just like to give you a reference, when President Ruto was campaigning in 2021-2022, before he came into power, he ran on the slogan of Dynasties versus Hustler. He presented himself as a hustler who is fighting for the common people, you and me, so that we can get power out of the hands of the Dynasties. And the Dynasties, those who are the Uhurus and the Kenyatas, the Uhuru Kenyatas and the Odingas at that time. So Ruto presented himself as a poor person, as a hustler who is fighting for us. But Ruto did not just come from the blues to come and contest. Ruto had been made by the same Dynasties. Ruto had been created to come so that he can come and take power. So whoever who thinks Raila was contesting against Ruto or Uhuru Kenyatta was supporting Raila does not know politics, because Raila was used as a scarecrow. Raila was used as a scarecrow, despite that the Dynasties also had the right to take power. They only take power through the proxies. They only take power through the proxies. And one of the proxy was William Samoei Ruto. So today, the same Dynasts, they are creating another power. They have picked another hustler in the name of Edwin Watenya Sifuna. Therefore, will Sifuna be on the ballot? The answer is yes. Sifuna will be on the ballot, supported by the Dynasties. There is another person who will be on the ballot, and the Kenyans are not aware. And I want Kenyans to know that apart from Edwin Watenya Sifuna, there is former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua will be on the ballot. Representing who? He will be representing the aspiration of the Dynasties direct. Why? Because it is only the Kikuyu vote that controls where the voting goes. If Rigathi will be on the ballot and Watenya Sifuna, for example, maneuvers and refuses to accept Matiang'i as the running mate, for example, and pick somebody from the mountain, probably Irungu Kangata or Medhu or Ndindi Nyoro, then the candidature of Rigathi Gachagua will deny Sifuna the votes of the mountain. This is a plan so that Sifuna does not get the 5 million votes from the mountain, plus his base 4 million votes, plus the Gen Z vote 2 million vote, making it to 11 million vote. So if Sifuna gets 11 million votes, Sifuna wins election early in the morning and Ruto goes home. And that is not the plan of the Dynasties. The plan of the Dynasties is to retain Ruto on power up to 2032 before the Dynasties change hands through either Watenya Sifuna or any other person that they will have handpicked. Just like the way they handpicked Ruto, and now they're handpicking Edwin Watenya Sifuna. So Edwin Watenya Sifuna is going to be used as a condom, the way we use a condom and throw away. So, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua will be on the ballot so that he can consolidate his DCP party. The mountain needs a party that controls half of Kenya. Just like Okinga Odinga or Raila Odinga had a party that controlled a half of the Kenya, and the other half is controlled by the Kenyattas. So Jubilee has lost power. Because Jubilee has lost power, a new party in the name of Linda Mwananchi is going to be formed to replace Jubilee. Remember, a party in Kenya takes power for 10 years and then the party ceases to exist. So Jubilee is ceasing to exist, just like we had NAC, ceased court power and ceased to exist. We had KANU, court power and ceased to exist. NAC court power ceased to exist. Jubilee court power, and now it is going to cease to exist. UDA will end in 2032. This UDA is in power in the next 5 years. After that, UDA will cease to exist. So while UDA will be running out of town in 2032, a new party will be born, and they are bring that party right away now, and the party is Linda Mwananchi. So Linda Mwananchi is the party which is going to take over from Jubilee, and Rigathi is creating another party, so that suppose the Linda Mwananchi does not take off, then DCP takes off, because already DCP is already now well established. So Rigathi will be on the ballot to consolidate the votes of DCP, to increase the number of members of parliament, members MCAs, member governor, members senators. When the third party will have good numbers, members of parliament to be above 50, then that party will be there to use to manipulate Kenyans for the next coming 10 years election. So Rigathi will be on the ballot to serve that purpose. He will be on the ballot not to win election, but to create DCP as a factor in the future politics. Number one. Number two, Rigathi will be on the ballot to deny Edwin Watenya Sifuna the Mlima vote, so that Sifuna should not get the Mlima vote. If he gets the Mlima vote, he becomes a threat to Ruto, because dynasties are not after removing Ruto from office. Just to remind you, during that time of Genesis, Raila Odinga, while he was in Kakamega in the rally of listening to what people are saying concerning his idea to join Ruto, he said it is Uhuru Kenyatta while in Dubai who called him to come and help Ruto so that the country does not go down to the docks. That is 2024-2025. So I think you can now understand why I'm telling you that the dynasties are not after removing Ruto. The dynasties are after dividing Kenyans into small tribal cocoons in the name of tribal kingpins. This explains why Sifuna will not win election in 2027, because he is being played. It also explains why Kalonzo is crossing the floor. Kalonzo is crossing the floor. Okay, that was a car passing. I was worried because I'm near on the road. My safety comes first. So guys, will Edwin Watenya be on ballot? We have said yes, he will be on the ballot, but he will not be alone. He will also be on the ballot with another person called Wamunyoro. So we shall have a 3-horse race. The Ruto's horse, the Sifuna'S horse, and the Wamunyoro's horse. those 3 horses will be on the ballot. Somebody is asking, could they cause a runoff so that we can have a runoff? I don't think so. There shall be no runoff because the block of Kikuyus which had supported Ruto had been replaced by the block of ODM. So Ruto will still get 50+1 comes early in the morning. The question is, will Kalonzo successfully cross over to Ruto? That is the question. Suppose Ruto manages to bring Kalonzo on directly, the votes end early in the morning. Ruto wins early in the morning. But if Ruto will not manage to bring Kalonzo over to himself, then he still have a long way to go, because he must get a point where he must get 1.5 million votes new, because now we are moving up from 7 million to 9 million for you to be declared a winner. Guys, I love you. This is the Olkak TV part 2, end of part 2. Share, like, subscribe, and we meet on the next video. We shall be meeting on the next video. Bye bye guys, I love you.